Happy New Year, family. I have missed you. I am host of the Sista Natasha podcast. It is 2025, baby. God have brought us through that thing called 24. So I'm so grateful. I am your girl, serialpreneur. Listen, I don't think I'm going to have all these preneurs that I had last year, this year, because it was too many of them. I think it was EREERSS. So many jobs that I just think that this year we're going to have to just work less, get more money.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So I want you guys to know that this season, this episode is entitled Protect Your Crown.
Protect your crown.
Protect your crown in 2025. I am excited that God first allowed us to make it through 2024 to get to this point. And you know I love hats. I am a lover of hats. Haven't been a lover of anything else too much in the last few years, but hats seem to keep me happy right now at this moment. But this year, some of those things are going to change. And I have with me today in the studio none other than Percy G. I have Percy G in the flesh, his original fedoras that he is making us look crazy in this city. Listen, I know many of you think that you can buy the same hat that I buy and look like me. No, you can't, because hats look different on everybody. You might have a fedora, and I'll be like, let me put that hat on. And I put it on my head, and it don't look as good on me as it does on you. But in protecting our crown in this season, I had to bring the king of the game to the studio, and he's Cleveland's own. So if you're interested in getting you a hat made with these hands right here, Percy G is in the studio. Welcome, Percy G, to the Sista Natasha podcast.
Thank you. Thank you.
I am so grateful that you accepted our invitation.
It's
you
good
are
to be here.
born and raised here in Cleveland, Ohio.
Yes, ma'am.
You are the son of the only Bishop Roy Wilson of the Pentecostal Church of Christ, and none other than the mother of the mothers, Mother Shirley Wilson. So thank you so much for coming.
No problem.
Derek, I'm tired of people asking me where I get these hats from.
She get them from me, Percy G Designs.
And they not cheap. Let me just put that out there so you won't be talking about, trying to swindle deals with this guy. Ain't none of that happening, because he's serious about this work. Derek,
Yes,
how
ma'am.
did you get inspired by making hats?
I actually got inspired by making hats by going to church.
Okay.
And when we started going to convocations and conventions, I'm looking at the preachers' wives with all of these fancy hats on. I'm like, hey, my mom should be wearing them kind of hats. She's a preacher's wife.
Yeah.
She's a bishop's wife.
Yeah.
And I started going in the stores, looking at the prices of them things, and was like, oh, wait now. Hold up.
Yeah.
Then one day she came over and she had a piece on, and it had come apart. And she said, hey, can you fix this for me? I said, look like a glue gun thing. So I took it apart, and I looked at it, and I was like, hey, look at here, I could do this. I put it back together, and then I started with making little headbands, and then I was making fascinators before fascinators were really popular. Then I started ordering things, and next thing you know, I had gone to a fashion show. First, let me back up. I was trying to get into Virginia Marty.
That was West Side Cleveland.
Yes, with Donnie Watson. And they kept giving me, you got to have 10 people, or it was $900. I ran into Donnie Watson. Well, I was introduced to Donnie Watson at a fashion show. And we hooked up. And I took some things, and he said, man, your design skills, your decorating skills are off the chain. I'm going to teach you everything I know.
Wow.
As a black man to a black man.
Wow.
And he sat down and taught me everything I needed to know, from blocking to cleaning to decorating, how to sew it on, what could be sewed, what could be glued. He taught it to me. So I was greatly appreciative of that. And then I just started taking that and I ran with it.
Thank you so much, sir, for blessing these hands with that gift, because it has blessed and touched so many others. Now, you can wear hats with all different type of outfits. Now,
Yes, you
just
can.
don't think
You
that
can.
this guy right here has on some crochet pants. Now, he goes way too far with his outfits.
Thank you, Stephanie
This,
Nunn.
this here is too much. And then that hat with the colors of the crochet pants, only a designer could do something like that. But one thing that I can say is Derek matches your personality
Yes, ma'am.
with the hats that he makes for you. And you got to have, first of all, you got to have some personality.
Well, not necessarily. You don't have to have
No,
personality.
I'm saying when you wearing a hat,
When you put
your
on one of
hat
them,
has a conversation. What's your tagline?
my tagline is, ain't nothing wrong with turning a few heads.
And see, that's what I'm talking about. When I put a hat on my head, even if they stare me down and don't say nothing, I want my hat to have the whole conversation. I don't want to have to really say too much. I just want to go so they can get all of it. And you know, kids take pictures now looking down on the ground. I don't know what that's about, but it's working right now with these fedoras. It's working. So what we wanted to keep in mind is that if you are a hat wearer, if you wear hats, you want to switch them up. You can wear your hat with blue jeans, a t-shirt, and a blazer. You can wear it with crochet pants and a sweatshirt. You can wear it with just some jeans and a hoodie. This look is so chic and so awesome that people that never wore hats now find that they are a lover of hats. Every state that I go
Yes,
to,
ma'am.
I
Yes,
try
ma'am.
to find me a hat that fits me in that state. Now, Beyonce done broke the back, baby. Now it's cowboy hats. Come on, somebody. I'm talking about every time you see somebody with a cowboy hat on. Matter of fact, my niece is having her gender reveal, honey.
Cowboy, cowgirl.
Listen, you already to know that it's going down. So get into, first of all, who you want to be. Who you want to be.
Yeah.
Do you make it? Do you make hats? What's your favorite? You like making hats more for men or more for women? What's
I'm really liking at this moment the Kentucky Derby.
Ooh.
Because Kentucky Derby allows me to use my imagination.
Okay.
It allows me to be on the wild side. And, you know, I've been places and ladies have said, oh, no, I don't wear a hat. Well, just let me put it on you. And then they turn around and say, oh, I feel so pretty. Oh, okay, I'm going to get it. All right. Because like I told you, when you walk into a room,
turn heads.
You're going to turn a head.
Yes.
You're going to turn more than a head. So that's why I said ain't nothing wrong with turning some heads.
And the Kentucky Derby this year is May 3rd, and they are known for the fascinators. The hats. Derek made, we had at Renee's place one night, Derby night, and Derek made all of our fascinators. And we're going to show you that picture with all our different fascinators on. But baby, we was fly. A fascinator
in
is just
uniforms.
as fly as a full hat. Seriously. And it's lighter. It's a little lighter. But Derek, in your inspiration, you said the guy showed you how to do all the hats. Did you imagine yourself making the hats that you make today?
No, I did not imagine it. But you know what? Last year, at the end of last year, I said, you know what, God, let your will be done. You've blessed my hands. And my goddaughter told me, I got terminated from my job in October. And my goddaughter said, she spoke a word of life to me and didn't even realize it. She said, you know, Uncle Derek, God knew what he was doing when those people fired you from that job. Because now it's time for you to walk in your blessing. He's blessed your hands. Use your gift and do what you need to do. And like I said, she spoke a word and didn't even realize she spoke it.
But I think that where we are in, in our 50s, our late 50s, God re he restarts something, a rebirthing process. That's the word I'm looking for. He begins to do a rebirthing process in us, giving us gifts and talent, and not really knowing that we've had it all along, but now
Right.
he's spotlighting it.
Right.
And I really wanted to give you your kudos
Thank you.
and spotlight you because you don't get the recognition that is due to you in this city, which I personally am grateful for the fact that when you put your hands to something, you walk away feeling so much gratification.
I do.
And I want to thank you that your prices are not really high. They're favorable. But when you buy as many as I do, I think I need a bigger discount. We're going to have to work on that discount for the rest of this year. But I want you to know that I've seen your work. I've seen people ask me, who made that hat for you? And I said, his name is Percy G. I said, would you like for me to give him your number? And instantly, they don't play no games. When a person that loves hats, not going to waste your time.
Right.
They going to send you the deposit.
Yeah.
But you got to watch out for scammers.
Yeah.
Come on, let's talk about the scammers.
But you know what? Let me say this. I've been recently, my social media was hacked last year, so I took a little break. But when I reintroduced myself to social media, I reintroduced as Percy G. There's some mornings I'll get up and I have done a fedora, done a fascinator, done a hat. And one particular morning, I posted something at 6:00 a.m. A lady inboxed me and said, beautiful hat, how much is it? And I said, I just made it, ma'am. She said, tell me the price. I sent her a price. She said, what's your Cash App? That took 7 minutes. So at 7 minutes after 6, I had sold that hat.
See?
Did it again a week later. The same lady. I said, now,
listen,
she's blessing me, but I'm going to fool her. I'm going to post a picture at 5:30. At 5:40, she had bought it.
Listen, people are really stepping out and being reinvented themselves. So hats speak its own language.
Right.
Right? Each one of these hats that you have, I don't know if you guys can see all of these hats here. The majority of these hats that Derek to my left, I did a whole photo shoot last Tuesday with these hats. That's why the episode is entitled Protect Your Crown, because I am demonstrating protecting my crown. That means I'm protecting my peace. I'm protecting my gifts. I'm protecting my love, protecting my heart, because people will drag you
Through the ground.
honey. They will drag you if you don't start believing who you are, whose you are, who you represent. Take your ambassadorship,
Yes, ma'am.
and not be drugged. They will try to bring your price down. When they call me for a bond, Miss Watts, I need you to post a bond for me. I tell them what the price is for the bond. I tell them what they need, what the criteria is to meet the need. It's always, I need a hookup. It's always, I need. You can't get a hookup all through your life. At some point, you're going to have to, you're going to see that now that you know who our president is. Now that you see that this administration have changed, you will now see that those that have not been working are going to work. Those that don't have a gift, you're going to find one, baby. You're going if you got to go back to the lemonade stand and start all over again. We are living in times are changing. So, Percy, what are you doing for the Kentucky Derby this year? We know that it's the 3rd of May, 2025. Have you started your fascinators? Have you started working on things already?
I've been working since November.
Wow.
My goal this year is to have a spring show. Okay. For the fedoras, because Easter is
Yes, it's coming up.
late April,
Mm-hmm.
Mother's Day,
Mm-hmm.
Kentucky Derby. That all runs
Together.
together. So I try to do a whole lot so
Okay.
that I can have
Enough.
enough that's ready to make. But I also do
That's good.
custom.
That's good.
So like if there's a suit, I've just introduced the men's fedoras.
Okay.
So like if there's a suit, a dress, something you need, or
That's good.
I can do those items for
How
you.
can they find you? If they need to find you today?
Percy G, DA, PercyG.com. Percy G Designs is my Instagram.
Okay.
PercyG.Wilson is my Facebook. And you can also reach me through email at dawilson4667@gmail.com.
So what we're going to do for you guys, the Sista Natasha podcast is going to sponsor, if your birthday is actually today, which is January the 28th, we're going to sponsor your first hat made by Percy G, because this is how invested I am with him, and we should be supporting Black business.
Yes, ma'am.
We will not stay in business if we don't support one another. So on that note, Percy, thank you for all of my y'all jealous? I know. I have hats everywhere. I love a good hat. It brings out your mood. It changes you. It's like music. You feel a different type of way every time you wear a different one. So I'm your host. I'm your girl of the Sista Natasha podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Follow us, subscribe to Sista Natasha podcast, to Peekaboo Boob Talk Presents. Share our information, like our comment. We take all of our comments seriously. So again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I've missed you so much. And this season, protect your crown. God bless you. See you next time.
God bless you.